What if the monsters you've seen online weren't just made-up drawings or random horror stories, but clues to something bigger? Trevor Henderson is the artist behind some of the internet's creepiest and most recognizable creatures, like Siren Head and Cartoon Cat. You've probably seen them in videos, memes, or even video games. But here's the twist. These monsters aren't just part of separate stories. They actually belong to a bigger world, or rather, worlds. Trevor has hinted at hidden universes filled with strange beings, giant creatures, and eerie forces we barely understand. In this video, we'll explore the three main universes in his mythos, meet a few key monsters, and dive into what connects it all together. The first universe Trevor Henderson talks about is all about scale. Massive, towering creatures that roam the world like it's their backyard. In this universe, monsters aren't hiding in the shadows. They're out in the open, walking across highways, stepping over towns, and casually terrifying entire cities. These giants are ancient, slow-moving, and feel more like natural disasters than living things. Think of something the size of a skyscraper, but with limbs that don't make sense and faces that look like they were pulled from a bad dream. The people in this universe know these things exist, but there's not much they can do. Military forces try to stop them, but it's kind of like throwing rocks at a thunderstorm. Some creatures don't even notice humans, others do. Henderson's art in this universe often shows a small figure in the distance looking up at something impossibly large, giving you that helpless, "what am I looking at?" kind of fear. It's horror through awe, less about jump scares and more about how tiny we are in the grand scheme of things. The second universe is more hidden, but way more personal. Here, the monsters aren't giants stomping around. They're closer to ghosts, demons, or things that slip in and out of our world. This universe feels like it's just one step away from ours. The monsters here live in abandoned buildings, crawl through radio signals, or show up in grainy CCTV footage. You don't see them coming, and by the time you realize something's wrong, it's usually too late. This universe is where we find creatures like Siren Head, Cartoon Cat, and the man with the upside-down face. They might not be massive, but they mess with your brain. Some of them feed on fear, others twist reality, and some just exist to watch the world break down slowly. These entities often have no clear origin, and that's part of the horror. You can't understand them, and that makes them scarier. The people in this universe live normal lives until they don't. One day you're walking home, and suddenly the streetlight starts whispering to you. It's that kind of horror, quiet, creepy, and always watching. And then there's the third universe, the one we know almost nothing about. Trevor Henderson has hinted at it in interviews and blog posts, but he's never really explained what it contains. All we know is that it's different from the first two, and whatever's inside it probably isn't friendly. Some fans believe this universe is where the truly unknowable creatures live, the ones that don't follow rules, logic, or even time. It might be where the higher powers of Trevor's mythos exist, the ones pulling the strings behind the scenes. Others think it could be a parallel world where all the universes blend together, creating a place full of broken realities and creatures that don't belong anywhere else. The mystery is the whole point. By not giving us the full picture, Henderson lets our imagination do the heavy lifting. And honestly, that's way scarier. When you don't know what's coming, anything is possible. This universe might be the worst of them all, or the key to understanding everything else. All right, so we've talked about the weird, messed up universes Trevor cooked up. Now let's meet some of the lovely folks who live there. And by lovely, I mean nightmare fuel. Some of these guys you've probably seen online, others you'll wish you hadn't. Siren Head lives in that eerie second universe, where monsters creep through forgotten places and technology starts acting wrong. With sirens for a head and the ability to mimic emergency broadcasts and human voices, Siren Head is less of a hunter and more of a horror event. It doesn't just kill, it disrupts the normal, turning quiet forests or empty towns into places of dread. Also lurking in Universe 2 is Cartoon Cat, a nightmare dressed in nostalgia. It looks like a 1930s animated character, but don't let the gloves and big eyes fool you. This thing moves like reality doesn't apply to it, slipping between dimensions and bending space like it's a cartoon panel. It's the kind of creature that shouldn't exist, and that's exactly why it does. Longhorse is an exception to the usual terror of Universe 2. Instead of harm, it brings warning. It's a pale skeletal horse with a neck that stretches endlessly, appearing silently before disasters or other monster encounters. People see it in dreams or just over their shoulder, unsettling but comforting in its own weird, spine-chilling way. While not a towering giant itself, Bridgeworm fits into Universe 1's theme of exposed, known monsters. It hides under bridges, pretending to be part of the environment, luring in the curious with its fake, friendly face. It's a reminder that in this world, even the ones that look small are still deadly. One of the coolest parts about Trevor Henderson's universe isn't just the monsters, it's how they all feel like they're part of something bigger. Even though they come from different worlds with different rules, there's a creepy thread connecting them: the unknown. Almost every creature in his mythos operates in that weird, unsettling space between "this might be real" and "this shouldn't exist." Each universe explores a different kind of fear. Universe 1 hits you with existential dread, giant beings that treat cities like Lego sets. You can see them, but you can't stop them. Universe 2 is more psychological. It's about things that feel familiar but are just off enough to mess with your head. Siren head sounds like help. Cartoon cat looks like a cartoon until they don't. It's like horror hiding inside everyday things. And then there's Universe 3, the wild card. The fact that we don't know what's in it is the whole point. That mystery makes it scarier than any monster. Trevor leaves it vague on purpose, because our own imagination can cook up worse nightmares than any drawing ever could. There's also a strong theme of helplessness in Henderson's work. His art often shows tiny, powerless people staring up at something they can't fight or understand. It's horror not through gore or shock, but through scale, silence, and suggestion. You're not being chased. You're being ignored by something way bigger than you. Even the good creatures like Longhorse don't save you. They just let you know something bad is coming. That's it. Comfort, Trevor style. So while each monster may seem like its own creepy story, they all live under the same umbrella. A world where fear isn't just around the corner, it's everywhere, and it's watching. So, what do we take away from all of this? Trevor Henderson didn't just make scary creatures for the internet, he built an entire multiverse of fear. Each universe has its own rules, its own monsters, and its own way of creeping under your skin, whether it's the massive unknowables of Universe 1, the quiet, reality-warping entities of Universe 2, or the eerie silence of Universe 3. You're never really safe, and that's the beauty of it. His horror doesn't jump out at you, it settles in and stays there, like Longhorse in your ceiling. Which universe freaks you out the most? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you like this breakdown, hit like and subscribe. There's more weirdness where that came from.